Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Alma Scots Basketball live on Q104.9 WQBX, online at WQBX.biz with live video streaming at almascots.com. Tonight, the home opener and regular season opener for the Alma Scots women as they take on Oberlin tonight. I'm Jeff Somerville. Kyler Warren alongside as we welcome you into the Mercantile Bank Scots pregame show. And Kyler, opening game for these two teams of the regular season. Oberlin coming in off of a great season last year. The Scots, a good season of their own, looking for some improvement along the way as well. What can we expect out there tonight?
Jeff, happy to be here. Looking forward to this matchup between Oberlin and Alma. What we can look for from Alma, they need to be aggressive on offense. That's main goal for today. They have got to get Taylor Sass going. She was their leading scorer last year. She's got to get the offense fired up. And number two, they need to take care of the basketball. Flat out, they had a lot of turnovers last year, especially against Oberlin. They faced them last year, November 9th. A lot of turnovers in that game that ended up costing them that game. On the Oberlin side, they have to get in the paint. They have to attack the center. They've got to get points going early and attack the defense. They'd have to also take high-quality shots. Last year during this Alma game, they did not have a lot of high-quality looks. Luckily, Gina Lombard was on fire.
Yes.
Ended up dropping 29 points that game, which helped them pass Alma last year. But this is going to be a great matchup tonight.
Yeah, for your Scots, a number of players back from last year's roster. Unfortunately, though, for the Scots, they start the season off a little bit shorthanded, missing two starters in Maddie Robbins and Kendall Griffune. So you're missing your starting point guard and your starting center to start the season. Both of them are expected back a little later on in the season. But that really puts the pressure on some of your other players that would more likely come off the bench later in the year.
Yeah, Jeff, that just means they need a lot of cooperation from their bench. They need more points from them. Last year, not a lot off the bench. A lot of their starters were doing most of the scoring, but it's going to be a different story tonight.
Yeah, it should be very, very interesting to see. Like we said, the Scots, with their leading returning scorer in Taylor Sass, averaged 16 points a game a year ago. But then their next two leading returning scorers, Robbins and Griffune. That makes it difficult. Now, one thing that there are additions, of course, as well. Freshmen coming on up, players coming out, and then Morgan Hanchett as well. Only was available for 7 games last year. So that's kind of like adding another starter into the mix as well. So.
Yeah, as you see, they have 2 freshmen in the starting lineup today, so interesting to see what they can do for the Alma Scots.
You were ahead of me here. I forgot to circle the Scots starters, and we'll get to those here in a little bit after the national anthem. But I'm glad that you reminded me of that because I've got to circle these myself.
That's why I'm here.
And there are some familiar names for me there. Even freshman Brecken Werner, who's in the starting lineup, saw her play in high school, an excellent post player. That is one that I think is one to look for down the line in the post, certainly.
Oh, most definitely. Look for her to use her height to their advantage. 6'1". This Oberlin defense is not very tall, so look for her to get a lot of looks in the paint.
Should be very interesting to see. We're going to take a timeout right now as the national anthem will play here at Art Smith Arena. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening tip right after this timeout. National anthem in the books here on this election day opening night at Art Smith Arena. Scots and the Yo women of Oberlin getting ready to do battle here, meet those starting lineups here for the Scots. One less freshman than we thought when we looked down at our roster and realized a couple of number things. Should realize that Olivia Warren changes numbers more often than anybody I know, but that will be the first Scott starter announced, Olivia Warren, who will take over those point guard duties, of course, instead of Maddie Robbins tonight, as she has continued out. Brecken Warner in the middle. It'll be Brooke LaRue at one guard, Reagan Thor another guard, and then Taylor Sass a forward for the Scots, who will look to do probably the heavy lifting tonight, certainly. Over on the Oberlin side of things, their leading returning scorer is Brianna Woodard. She averaged, where's my stat sheet here? I lost my stat sheet, 14.9 points per game a year ago. You talked about Gina Lombard with the 27 against the Scots a year ago. She is also in the starting lineup, along with Maggie Balderstone, Allison Jefferson, and Jaden O'Reilly. It's a tall task for the Scots tonight, I think. I mean, 21 wins a year ago and everybody back.
It really is going to be a tough matchup for the Scots, but I think tonight they're going to be able to handle their own here in this home opener. Home crowd, they're going to have everybody behind them tonight.
I would agree with that. Two teams, both the full Scots team meeting at center court here. The starters for the Yo women are meeting as well, and we are just about ready to get this season underway. Yo women coached by Stephanie Dunmeyer. The Scots, of course, Sammy Stormont in her fourth season, incredibly successful so far in her coaching career here at Alma. New assistant on the sidelines, for those of you watching on the camera, you can see Antonio Capaldi over there. Gunnar Treifel moved on to be the athletic director at Fulton. He is in the building tonight. I saw him just a minute ago. He's down front row, left side here is Gunnar to watch his former squad do battle here tonight at the Art Smith Arena, tipping off this 2022-23 season, and we are just about ready to go. It will be, switch my rosters around here, ready to jump it up. Warner, tap is going to come back to Lombard. Lombard kicks it off, right side for O'Reilly. O'Reilly swing it inside. Woodard trying to assert herself early, but a good defensive play by Warner down there to knock it away. Scramble for it on the floor, and a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow favoring Alma. Nice job by the freshman Warner against the superstar Woodard right away.
And there's Warner using her length to their strength. Look for that down low, looking for a lot of blocks tonight from Warner.
Warner won a state championship a couple seasons ago in the 2020 COVID season with Portland. They upset Frankenmuth on their way to that state championship, beat the Alma Panthers as well in a game that we called right here on Q104.9, and suffice it to say that game wasn't close. I know you weren't there, but I can tell you it wasn't close. LaRue with it, gets it inside. Sass puts it up off the window. No, but she's fouled.
There's Taylor Sass getting in the mix early. Look for her to get to the stripe.
Sass out of Swan Valley High School. 71.4% foul shooter a year ago, looking to put the first points of the season on the board for the Scots, and she does so.
We're off and running here. 2022-23 season.
I think that probably would have been the favorite for the Scots. Scoring the first point of the season would be Sass, and she does. Misses the second one, and the rebound comes out to the Yo women. Jefferson handling the ball, goes into the paint, left side, off for O'Reilly. O'Reilly leaves it up top. Balderstone, they're going to drive in, put up a left-hand shot, no good, and a rebound by Olivia Warren, who is one of the best rebounders on this team at just about 5'5". Kick out, Sass for three from the left side, in and out, no good. Rebound comes out to Balderstone. Balderstone gets it out, right side for Lombard. She'll cross the timeline. Working inside, now dribbling up. Swing it around, that's Jefferson. Jefferson gonna drive in on LaRue, put it up, count that one in the foul. Good speed by Allison Jefferson, the junior. And she will have a chance at a three-point play.
Oberlin already showing early the benefits of getting in the paint, forcing this Alma defense to collapse.
It was a good job that time. Certainly by Jefferson getting to the rack.
Pure strength there.
Three-point play for Jefferson. Make it 3-1 in favor of Oberlin, just over a minute into this one. Warren with it. Hands to Sass. Sass going to work off a screen over right side. Warren open for three from the right wing, just long, and the rebound will come out to O'Reilly. Jaden going to handle this one herself. Goes up, Balderstone. Balderstone, cross for Jefferson. Jefferson going to drive in. Jefferson goes right by again and gets to the rack and scores. Jefferson with 5. Oberlin leads at 5-1.
Beautiful move on that drive from Jefferson.
Yeah, she looks very good early on in this game, does Allison Jefferson. Up top, Warner thought about a 3, and she's going to travel with it. Just a little pump fake. We'll see Morgan Hanchett first off the bench here. LaRue sits down, and Hanchett maybe give Alma some offense here, as they seem to be struggling a little bit to find that rhythm early on. Like we said, missing 2 regular starters here to start the season. Lombard with it for Balderstone. Swings it around quickly inside to Woodard. She's double teamed, goes back out. This is Balderstone. They'll take a little mid-range jumper and fill it up. Nice shot there. Maggie Balderstone makes it 7-1. Oberlin looking good early on here, as we expected. Warren with it, goes off left side. She thinks about going all the way, goes across court instead. That's going to be a 3 ball up on the way from Thor. No good, just long. But Warren runs down the rebound as she does. Here's Hanchett with it. Drives into the free throw line, and that she tried to stop, and the foot just kind of jumped on her a little bit. Called for a travel, another turnover.
It's the name of the game. Scots have to limit their turnovers. Had a lot all season last year.
Already 2 in the first 2+ minutes here of this one, and it's allowed Oberlin to get out to a 7-1 lead. Jefferson fires one inside for Lombard. Kick it back out, good ball movement. Driving in is O'Reilly, has her shot altered. And Thor comes out of there with it to Warren. Scots want to run. Sass with it left wing, and she's going to travel with it. A 3rd traveling violation. The Scots just a little bit out of sorts here. Maybe trying to force things, maybe feeling the nerves of not having a bucket yet.
I just think they're a little bit anxious to start. They just got to calm things down, get their offense going. Things will settle down for them.
Here is Lombard. She goes all the way in, puts it up off the window. No, but a one-handed rebound by Woodard, and just a nice little layup and in. Woodard with her first 2, and Brianna makes it 9-1, and that's a powerful player down there.
That is pure strength on the block.
Warren with it, going to work off a high screen. Kicks it back out, Warner, and she travels with it again, moving that pivot foot. They're just too sped up, are the Scots, early on here. Warner's going to sit down. That's going to bring Izzy Alston off the bench here out of Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central, a sophomore. Thor sits down, and checking into the game, Brooke LaRue comes back. Maggie Balderstone sits down. They get a little longer with Angela Kumler coming into the ball game. Kumler, excuse me. A 6-foot freshman.
It was a good matchup down low with Alston.
Kumler with it, goes inside. Quick little touch and go, and Woodard puts it in again. And I think the Scots may want a timeout here. Instead, they're going to go a quick trigger 3 from LaRue, no good. And Oberlin comes out of there again with it. Jefferson tried to go inside for Woodard, and this time a good job by Alston to tip that one away. Turnover by Oberlin. Here's Hanchett with it. Scots still looking for their first bucket in this one. Only a free throw. Morgan's going to go to the right hand up off the window. No. Rebound. Warren again. Olivia Warren with a rebound. Long triple try from Sass, and that one goes.
There it is. Look for her to get hot. Scots need it.
She can go in streaks, too, so 11-4 in favor of Oberlin, but that's a big 3 to stop the run. It was an 11-0 run for Oberlin. Woodard, nice pass inside. Wow, and Kumler just puts it in nice and easy for the freshman, Angela Kumler.
Woodard showing every aspect of her game, getting really down low and dishing it.
She really is. Has a chance to be Conference Player of the Year, certainly, for Oberlin this season. Sass going to try another 3 right wing. Fill that one up. I told you she's a streaky shooter. Sass with 7. The Scots have 7. 13-7. Lombard with it across the timeline, calling out a play. Goes to Jefferson. Jefferson drives in, leaves it off Woodard, puts it up softly off the window and good. Woodard with a quick 6, and the Scots have no answer in the paint right now for Brianna Woodard.
That's just great offense from Oberlin. They see The Scots are not able to contain them down low. And what do? They keep going back to it.
And the movement is great, and now a turnover as Warren goes crashing into the scorer's table. Jefferson lays it in, and the Scots probably need a timeout here, trailing 17-7. Unable to take care of the basketball thus far. Coach Stormont calls out a play. Warren goes inside for Sass. Sass going to work down low block, have it swallowed up by Woodard. Oh my! But she's going to throw it away and out of bounds. A save attempt from Lombard, but not to be. Kendall McCall checks in along with Honora Lee. And best thing the Scots have seen all night so far, Woodard heads to the bench. Brianna Woodard is as advertised, though.
She's been living up to the hype, as some would say.
Exactly. This is Alston with a dribble drive for the Scots. Speaking of living up to the hype, Izzy Alston goes from the free throw line to the rack and scores 17-9.
Now with Woodard out of the game, look for the Scots to get down low and attack. Woodard, the excellent shot blocking.
They try to go inside. It's going to be tied up. Are they going to call a foul on Sass coming around? Yes, they will. Maybe. Yep. It will be on Taylor Sass, who sits down. Checking into the game for the Scots is going to be Werner. And Oberlin will inbound from under their own basket. They get it out. This is Lee. Lee's going to work to her right against Warren. Dishes a nifty pass off, but Lombard traveled with it over there. Kind of got her feet tangled up a little bit, maybe?
Just a little bit. Both teams with a lot of turnovers early, though.
Scott's having trouble with the turnovers, certainly. 3:55 to go here in the first quarter. And already 17 points on the board for Oberlin. But Warren goes in and lays it up and good. Olivia Warren with her first two. I expect her to play a huge role for this team this season.
Definitely. Last year coming off a great year from Warren.
I would agree.
She needs to keep up her aggressive play coming into the 22-23 season.
O'Reilly drives in. She's cut off. Dribbling in now, and a little left-handed wild scoop shot, no good, but fouled on the rebound is going to be McCall. It was Kumler that went in with that lefty scoop, and good job by McCall to just get the rebound, go up strong with it.
Third team foul already for the Scots.
Lily Namulski checks into the ball game for the first time, and I'm glad they have a pronunciation guide for that one. Denver East High School out of Denver, Colorado, the freshman Namulski. First foul shot up and good from McCall. Kendall herself, a 5'11" sophomore out of Camp Hill High School in Pennsylvania. Second shot up, front iron, no, but the rebound comes to Kumler. Back to McCall, and she's going to lay it up. No, Mallory Repka the rebound. Warren going to push the pace here. Drives in, going to kick out. Repka can hit that three. They're going to call it travel.
Wow.
I'm afraid I didn't see that one, Tyler.
I did not see that one either.
That's one of those head scratchers for me. I'm not sure. So it will be Allison Jefferson, who got off to the hot start for Oberlin, driving in on Repka, kicks it out for Lee. Lee looked like she might have shuffled her feet as well. She's out of control, falling down. Ball loose, a scramble for it between Repka and McCall, and it's going to be tied up. Possession arrow favors Oberlin. And here comes Brianna Woodard back into the ball game after just a short stead. She's got 6. Jefferson actually leading the way with 7. McCall grabbed 3 rebounds in her short time in the ball game.
Made her presence felt.
And Warren steals the inbounds. Olivia Warren going to push the tempo. This is Reagan Thor. Thor's going to go coast to coast, lay it up and good. Scott's back within 5, 18-13.
Aggressive play from Thor, getting inside. There's the hands.
Scott's back. The speed and tempo of the Scots have come up. Ever since Izzy Alston came into the ballgame, that tempo has risen for the Scots.
Yep, it has. Certainly has. Look for them to keep pushing the pace.
They get it into Woodard. Woodard goes up top for Lee. Back to Jefferson. Inside, Woodard puts up a wild shot over Alston. No, and Izzy grabs the board. Here comes Warren with it.
Big possession here for the Scots.
This is a huge possession for first quarter. Hands it for Thor. Reagan fires it inside. Alston going to go on Woodard one-on-one. No good. Repka the rebound. No. And Jefferson comes out of there with it. Up for Lee. Lee trying to find the trailer, and a good job by
defense.
Repka gets back Looks like she commits a foul, but official says no. Out of bounds, Alma basketball.
Looks like it's going to be a physical game tonight. Refs letting them play.
I guess so. It looked like Repka just kind of ran through the Oberlin player, forcing the ball out of bounds. But Scots are going to take them where they can get them, certainly. Looks like Danny Lamancusa into the ball game for the first time. Lamancusa played kind of a platoon role with Griffey a season ago, so that's some experience coming off as your third post tonight, certainly. Warren going to hand it off, and the turnover is going to go the other way as that goes off the hip of Sass after it was tipped and out of bounds.
Back in now is Lombard. Look for her to get going on offense.
Yeah, you're right. Lombard, second leading scorer from a year ago at 12.2, and has been held off the scoreboard thus far. She's got it now, right side. Leaves it off Jefferson. Jefferson going to drive in, kick out, 3-ball on the way, and good from Namalski. And Oberlin back underway here at 21-13. Minute 50 to go in the first half. Warren drives all the way around, leaves it off LaRue. LaRue going to go around, put up a scoop and score with the left hand. Oh my, Brooke LaRue, what a move.
Wow, the use of the English. Look at the spin that she put on that ball.
That was pretty crazy right there.
With
indeed.
the offhand, Jeff.
You're not wrong. Meanwhile, Woodard with a beautiful move in the post the other way. She's got 8, 23-15. Oberlin by 8. I'll tell you what, though, that move by LaRue was something special.
Early one for the highlight reel.
It was an early one for the highlight reel, certainly. Sass with almost
turnover.
a nifty pass to Lamancusa, but it's turned over and back the other way comes Kumler. Kumler with the left hand, count that one in the foul. Foul's going to go against LaRue.
Another careless turnover by the Scots. Really eating them up. Oberlin taking advantage.
Oberlin's found something here in the freshman Kumler, indeed.
They really have.
In the post.
They really have.
They're going to get Olivia Warren a rest here at the end of the half. Taylor Cleveland will come in to man the point for the Scots. Kumler delivers the three-point play. She's got 5 off the bench. And here comes Cleveland for Alma. And she immediately draws a foul on Lombard. Good job by Taylor to use that off arm to draw the foul. Cleveland hometown product. Dad, JT, the golf coach here at Alma College now.
Yeah, JT played basketball here.
JT played some good basketball here in the early 90s, certainly. Early to mid-90s for JT. Got to give him some credit. Lamancusa goes inside for Sass. She's going to put one up and score. Taylor Sass. She's got 9, look to make it 10. And the Scots trying to hang in here. Defensively, though, they've given up 26 first-quarter points. That's where the problem is. 17 on offense is great. 26 defensively is a struggle.
They've really got to make stops on the defensive end.
Sass's foul shot up and no good. That's just 1 for 3 for Sass from the foul line in this first quarter. Oberlin going to hustle, maybe try for a 2-for-1 here. Lombard goes all the way, no. Woodard the rebound. Swing it out. 3-ball on the way from Jefferson. Wide open, no good. Rebound is cleared out by Lamancusa, but I think she's going to be called for a foul.
Bodies all over the floor.
Lamancusa took Woodard right to the ground. A good physical play by Danny, but a foul nevertheless. Alston going to come back in quickly. Lamancusa sits down. See Scott's head football coach Jason Couch enter the building. Big game for them coming up on Saturday, huh?
One of their biggest in probably school history.
Only
Jeff.
About as big as they get. 9-0 versus 9-0 for the MIAA title.
Think they're feeling the pressure? I don't think so.
I do not.
I don't think
really
they are. They've been riding high all season.
Yeah, I think they're just enjoying the ride, if I'm being honest.
Too. We all are here.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We all are. Woodard misses both foul shots, and the Scots with a chance here. 5-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Alston sets a high screen for Sass. Taylor's going to go in, put it up off the window, too strong. Nice weak side rebound by Alston. No. Sass fights for the rebound. Comes out to Jefferson. 18 seconds to go in the quarter. Jefferson going to slow things down, play for the final shot of the quarter here. It's been a phenomenal offensive quarter for Oberlin. Jefferson tries to go by Thor. Reagan's going to commit the foul. That's the 6th team foul. That's going to send Jefferson to the line. First foul on Thor. She'll sit down. Mallory Repka checks back in. Foul shot up and good from Allison Jefferson.
Jefferson 77% from the line last year.
You beat me to that one. Not bad. A little delay here. What's going on? Not sure what we were looking at there.
Wanted to make his voice heard, I guess.
Icing the shooter? I don't know, but Jefferson calm, cool, and collected, hits them both. 28-17, 10 seconds to go for Taylor Sass here. She'll bring it across the timeline on Jefferson. Kick it out, cross court for Cleveland. Taylor's going to drive it. Nice bounce pass, and they're going to call a travel?
Wow.
I thought she got the bounce pass off before she stopped.
I thought she did too.
And that's going to wipe 2 points off the board as Repka had a puppy from the right block. No time left. Little heave from Oberlin comes up well short. So at the end of the first quarter, our score, Oberlin 28, Alma 17. Back for the second right after this. Back at Art Smith Arena, ready to start the second quarter, 28-17 in favor of Oberlin. It'll be Sass, Warren, Thor, Alston, and Hanchett for the Scots here. And Lombard, Jefferson, along with O'Reilly, Woodard. And is that Balderstone over there? Yes, it is. Starting five for Oberlin. Alston's going to try a three now from up top, just a little bit long. Hanchett fights for the rebound, out of bounds.
Look for the Scots to get aggressive here in the second quarter. I'm sure they talked about it. They got to get in the paint. That will open up a lot of shots around the arc.
Yeah, they've got a couple of pretty good three-point shooters on this squad. Sass can fill it up. Warren, a good shooter. Hanchett, a really good three-point shooter as well. So a number of shooters on this roster. They're going to call a foul inside on Sass. Looked like she had good position there.
I think she came in a little too late on that help.
I think you're absolutely right. And that's the second on Taylor. That's a story with 9:38 to go in the second quarter. Repka will have to check back in.
Sass has to stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah, you're right.
Has to.
That's key with the other two starters out in Robbins and Griffin. Down low they go. And back up top. A three ball on the way from Lombard. In and out, no good. Good board again, though, from Jefferson. Puts it up and is fouled underneath, and the Scots with some rebounding difficulties at times here tonight. Take a look at what that rebounding battle is. I don't know if it's a particular problem or not. It's not. It's 14-12, but points off turnovers, 14 for Oberlin, 9 for the Scots as Jefferson hits another foul shot. Really, really good first half for Allison Jefferson. She's got 10.
How about that move off the rebound, too? Great footwork on the half spin to draw that foul and get to the line as she makes two.
It's an Oberlin team that's going to make some noise this season. Hanchett open
There's
for a left
look.
wing three, long. She might have been a little excited for that one. She was so open. Alston gets the board. Alston gets another board, taps it out to Warren. Izzy Alston
Great hustle.
Making a case for more and more playing time here, I think.
She keeps playing aggressive like she is. I don't see why not.
Exactly. Warren going to go all the way, puts it up with that left hand a little too strong, and the rebound comes out to Balderstone. They'll bring it up and turn it over. Here comes Thor back the other way. Gives it to Warren. Olivia looks to distribute. Goes for Hanchett. Morgan working on Balderstone. Goes off a screen. Hanchett into the paint, has it slapped at by Woodard and turns it over. And here comes Jefferson the other way on Alston. Nice cross-court pass for Lombard and a good foul committed by Warren.
Yet again, another turnover, killing the Scots already early in this game.
Well, and you see what the loss of Maddie Robbins does for you for this early season. Probably the best point guard in the league and someone that just didn't turn the ball over at all.
Definitely their biggest offensive spark, too. This offense has just been in a standstill as Oberlin has really thrived early.
You're right. She can make the offense go. To tell you how well she takes care of the basketball, though, a game against Adrian a year ago, a game you actually watched some of today, Robbins and Warren combined to play 72 minutes between them. 2 turnovers total.
Yeah, that's the story.
And they were the 2 leading rebounders for the Scots that day. Repka going to drive in, and she'll travel with it as well.
I believe that's the 5th or 6th traveling violation we've already had on the Scots.
And the 12th turnover already in just a quarter plus a minute and a half.
If you look at a year ago on November 9th of 2021 when these two teams last faced off, Scots had 20 turnovers total in the game, and they already have 12. And we're not even midway through the second quarter.
Well, you're right. Shot up and kind of a wild one from O'Reilly. She got herself into a spot where she was a bit uncomfortable there, and Hanchett will come back the other way. Leaves it for Cleveland. Taylor going to drive in, and she draws another foul, this one on Balderstone. Taylor Cleveland looking pretty assertive here in the minutes that she has played.
The aggressive play from Cleveland.
She'll trigger it in for Repka, and she shuffles those feet. Alma, like I said early on, just sped up a little bit, it seems like.
Like I said earlier, they just need to slow it down a little bit, play their game, set up the offense, really try and get some open shots. They're trying to create one-on-one opportunities, and they're just not there.
Balderstone, they're going to take it off right side. Ooh. Drives in, kicks it out. Oh, a nice good extra pass to
movement.
O'Reilly. Corner 3 is no good. Fight for the rebound, and it's going to come out to Werner.
Great play by Thor on the box out and tip to her teammate.
Werner leaves it off for Cleveland. Taylor's going to drive in, leaves it off. Nice pass for Thor. Puts
Great
it
cut.
on. Yes, that was a really good cut. Nice point there. Good bounce pass that time from Cleveland. Good power dribble by Thor. Put it up and was fouled.
And the high IQ from Reagan Thor on that play, seeing that she can cut and get an open look at the basket.
Yeah, absolutely. Foul is going to go against McCall. Balderstone sets down. Kumler checks back in. And here's Alston quickly back in for the Scots, as you see. They're going to go Alston and Werner in there. So about the most size they can have, unless Lamancusa might be a hair taller than Werner, but I'm not sure. It's close.
It is very close with Werner at 6'1" and Alston at 6'2". You just don't get much more size than that.
You do not. And Reagan Thor hits a pair. She's got 4. Make it 5, actually.
She shot 58% from the free throw line last year. Good to see her hit 2 there.
Absolutely. O'Reilly drives in. Looked like
Beautiful.
She traveled with it, but gives a little bounce pass off to McCall, lays it in. 34-19, Oberlin. Cleveland with it. Going to drive in, uses that left arm again. And a travel is going to be called on Hanchett.
Start taking a stat for the amount of travels we've had on this game.
I guess so. I didn't see that one either. I thought she kind of leaned in to draw contact. And
I think she moved her plant foot just enough. Okay. The refs are all over it.
They are all over it right now. There's no doubt. Here's O'Reilly. Seems like Jaden's been in the game a long time right now. Long stint for Jaden O'Reilly. Lombard with it. Lombard drives baseline, runs out of real estate, and just steps out of bounds on the C and Scots. That is the ultimate running out of room down there.
Izzy Alston, again, on the defensive end, making her presence felt.
Adriana Hill checks in. Cleveland runs down an inbounds pass under some minor pressure. Cleveland start again. Now
beautiful.
Inside, they get it in for Werner. Little left-handed hook shot, no. Alston follows the shot, ties it up. Jump ball called. Possession arrow favors Oberlin, but that's another good hustle play by Alston. I'll tell you what, I'm most impressed with Taylor Cleveland in this ball game. I've seen her play a lot of games over the years, but this is a different player than I've seen in the past.
Obviously, had a lot of work in the offseason.
Warren
just
back
playing
at the
really
scorer's
aggressive.
table here. She is. Oh, another nice pass.
Wow.
Good gravy. Angela Kumler is a superstar freshman moving the ball down in the paint.
Beautiful drop-off pass, and already showing a level of maturity as a freshman. High IQ player that they've found here.
It is. That's her second assist. Go along with 5 points. Cleveland checks out. Warren comes back as anticipated. And Olivia will work on Lombard, kick it out. Hanchett thought about a three, going to drive in instead. Kicks out Warner. Warner going to go up top for Hanchett. She's going to trigger that three up off the back of the rim. No. Rebound to McCall eventually. And Oberlin will come out with it. 36-19, 5:55 to go here, second quarter. Lombard kicks it out. Three ball from Kumler, and if she hit that one, I was going to start wondering why the Division I's didn't come calling.
There's a good look.
Wide open for three this time, and Morgan's not going to miss that one.
She is not going to miss that one. A lot of space there for Hanchett. She cans it.
Yeah. You knew that one as soon as it left her hand. Nope, I thought they might be into a 2-3, but
that's what I was thinking
looks
too.
like still man. It kind of lined up like that,
look
wasn't
like
it? But they go into a man-to-man, and a good defensive stop that time. Werner with good defense down low again. Warren back the other way, 36-22, Oberlin on top. Scott's trying to scratch their way back into this one with some strong defense. They'll find Werner. And another traveling violation called.
We're getting close to double digits.
Travels. I will admit that I didn't have a good angle on that one, but I think Brecken shuffled her feet when she pump faked. Got her defender up off the ground, too. A number of substitutions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, they've got 5 now. Woodard's back in there. Honora Lee's back in. Here's Jefferson with it, working on Warren. Out for Lee.
Jasmine Roberts, the senior, getting her first time.
And a foul away from the play is going to be called against Lamancusa, I guess, who's come back in. Second on Lamancusa. Lamancusa working against Woodard. You can understand how you would have to use every tool in your playbook to defend her.
There she is on the post.
Yeah, she got it in there anyway, despite great defense from Lamancusa. They go out. Roberts for three, no good. And the rebound fought for. It's Olivia Warren battling in there for the rebound, but she'll go out of bounds with it.
One thing Scots need to do on the defensive end, they need to secure rebounds. Olivia Warren, the only one in there on that play, around 3 Oberlin players.
Oh, and she's got 5 boards already.
She needs some help down there.
Shortest player on the floor, leading
some
rebounder,
help down there.
as she almost always is.
Great pass there from Jefferson. Doing it all in this one.
Woodard lays it in. She's into double figures with 10. Warren back the other way. Working to get the ball somewhere. Goes all the way down to the ground.
Another
and is going to turn it over. Just 3 players are all around Warren. All the way in, and a little scoop shot is going to be rudely rejected by Lamancusa. That one just wasn't going to work.
That's what we call a telegraph there, Jeff. You can see that coming from a mile away.
You really could. Alston checks back in. Lamancusa sits down. Substitution tried to come at the last second for Oberlin. Didn't get it in time. Here is Nora Lee. Inside, Woodard. She's going to put up that hook shot. No good, and the rebound comes to Alston. Alston's got 5 boards of her own here. Thor going to drive baseline, kick it out for Werner. Werner picks up her dribble in an awkward spot. Have to hand it to Olivia Warren. Warren at the free throw line, kicks it out. Left wing, Thor. Thor going to go to Hanchett. She's going to quick trigger a 3 late in the shot clock. No good. And the rebound, a nice block out that time by Kumler. And Kumler's just going to do it herself, bring it across the timeline. For Jefferson. Jefferson kicks it out. Does Woodard have 3-point range? Not particularly.
Not that time.
She was 1 for 4 a season ago, so maybe something she's trying to add into the repertoire, but Scots are going to turn it over again, though. Woodard getting on the floor, stealing it away from Alston.
Call that a makeup.
It is. Jefferson back the other way, uses
Quick
nice
move.
speed, but gets herself in some trouble. Kicks it out. Kumler open. 3-ball on the way. Fill it up. 8 for Angela Kumler, the freshman, in her first game, and just looking phenomenal. 6-footer out of John Glenn High School, New Concord, Ohio. One of the 9,000 John Glenn High Schools in America. Here's Warren with her. There's 2 of them right here in Michigan.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Thor going to drive in strong, and what's our call going to be? They're going to discuss. It's either a block or a charge.
Looks like this might be a blocking foul.
And it is a block. I think Kumler was inside the circle, and it's going to send Reagan Thor to the line for 2. Thor with 4 points so far on the evening. But the Scots down 19, 41-22. And just blowing the horn. They got to find out who the foul was on. It is on Kumler. As you and I know, the scorer's table didn't have as good of a view as we did.
Now the subs come in.
And there were a lot of them. We'll try to get them sorted out. I see Namolsky back out there. McCall. First appearance from Marley Cox, sophomore out of Cincinnati. And Reagan Thor misses the first foul shot.
For the Scots, look for Warren and Sass to get hot in the backcourt. They've got to get this offense going, now down 19.
Second one is good. Give Reagan Thor 5. She'll check out. Repka back in. Scots using that bench fairly freely here early in the season, non-conference portion. Got to get everybody some time, get developed, figure out what your rotation is going to be.
Obviously, without their 2 leading scorers, they need to figure out something.
Yeah, offense is definitely going to be a problem here in the early going, no doubt about that. Driving in, great
defense
by Repka again. Sass comes out of there with it, goes for Warren. Warren, Repka wide open, 3 from the corner, got it. Mallory Repka. Repka hit some key triples late in the season a year ago, and she picks up right where she left off, 41-26 Oberlin. This is Lombard with it. For
Good
Cox.
hands.
Yeah, Repka all over her. Cox tries to go by, puts up a wild shot, no good, and I think the ball touched Repka while she was out of bounds along that baseline. That's what the call is going to be. And inbounding from her home basket will be Namolsky. Gets it in for McCall. For Lee. Back over Lombard. Lombard going to fire one up deep in the shot clock. Oh, beautiful shot by Gina Lombard. That's her game, though. 66 triples a year ago.
One of the best shooters in the NCAC. Showing it off right there on that step back.
No doubt about that one. Sass with it for the Scots. She crosses over, tries to go inside, does eventually get it to Alston. Over to Repka from the elbow, no good. And the rebound comes out to Lombard. Minute 13 to go here in the first half. This is Lee. Swing it around to the right side. Cox gets it inside. McCall. Out. Lombard. Extra pass for Lee. That shot's no good, but McCall another board, and Repka just takes it away from the backside. And here comes Warren for the Scots. Repka inside. Brecken Werner. Werner goes to that left hand again, and she's fouled. Good job to use the left hand again. Namolsky the foul, and Brecken Werner will shoot 2.
Brecken Werner having a height advantage on that matchup, using it very, very well, as now she gets 2 free ones at the stripe.
Looks like Thor's going to check back in here late in the half for Sass. Taylor with those 2 fouls. First foul shot from Werner, up and good. Make it 44-27 with 47.6 seconds to go in the half. Second one up, also good.
There's her first points, her first college points there.
You're absolutely correct. Oberlin with it now. Up top they go. This is Lombard. Gina looks inside, goes to McCall up around the free throw line, just outside. McCall's going to put it on the floor with the left hand. Travels a couple times, and it's finally called.
There it is.
I was going to say, the way the Scots have been called for travel.
You think the Oberlin would be called for one.
That was worth 2 or 3 right there.
As you saw Repka again getting in the mix, making her presence felt, causing that travel with the help defense.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. Here is Olivia Warren with it. Shot clock is turned off. We're at 10 seconds in the half. Warren goes for Alston. Back to Warren with 6 seconds. Inside, and a foul is going to be committed by O'Reilly. 4.3 seconds to go in the quarter, and that's going to send Brecken Werner back to the charity stripe.
Obviously, you see there Brecken overpowering O'Reilly, causing that foul.
Yep. Werner's first foul shot up, no good. Second one on the way. She gets that one. 4.3 seconds for Oberlin to try to get the final shot off here. It's going to be Gina Lombard. Lombard drives coast to coast, fires up a long one at the buzzer. No. Rebound came off and was good from McCall, but well after the horn. So at halftime, 44-29 in favor of Oberlin. A really good first half for the Yale women. We're going to pause for some halftime announcements. We'll listen to This Week in High School Sports and be back with the Pizza 1 Minute halftime report. 44-29 at halftime. And welcome back to the Art Smith Arena, and welcome into the Pizza One halftime report. 44-29, Oberlin leading the Alma Scots at halftime. I'm Jeff Somerville. We thank Kyler Warren for his first half contributions. He was great, and joined now by the Scot and former Panther, David Apple. And we're going to have you put that microphone around a little bit so we can hear you real well. They're going to want to hear you. They're going to want to hear your insights and analysis here for sure. But I know you didn't see the entire first half because something slightly more important was taking place in the football practice, kind of a big one on Saturday, huh?
Oh, yeah. Team morale is just absurd right now. Everybody's itching to get out there on Saturday and get that W.
Well, we may talk a little bit more about football in a minute here, but the job at hand is this basketball game that we've got here, the season opener between Oberlin and Alma. Oberlin, like we said, a really strong season a year ago, 21-4, and they've got everybody back from that team, and they showed it in that first half, I thought.
Absolutely. You see, I think their strong point, their guards like to move the ball fast, and their offense, they really find the holes in the defense and get it in the paint. And I mean, once you get that ball in the paint, it makes it a whole lot easier.
Yeah, I thought defensively, too, they sped Alma up and forced those turnovers. That's 17 first-half turnovers, and probably 8 to 10 of them were travels.
Yeah, could that be first game jitters?
Absolutely, for sure. We've seen that. We've seen that before, but also I think the defense had something to do with it as well.
Absolutely. Oberlin's very aggressive on defense, and they control the paint on both sides of the ball, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Points in the paint is not a stat that I have in front of me, but I tried for you at least. 23 rebounds to 20 for the Scots, so no big advantage there. 21 points off turnovers, that's huge in a first half. 44 of your 21 coming off turnovers, and you're right, that's the difference. Scots were led by Taylor Sass. She had 9 in the first half, the leading scorer for the Scots a year ago as well. Nice half for Reagan Thor with 5, Brecken Werner with 3, Morgan Hanchett with a 3, Mallory Repka hit a 3 as well. Warren with 2, LaRue with 2, and Izzy Alston with a great first half, 2 points, 5 rebounds as well. Over on the Oberlin side, they were led by Allison Jefferson, 11 points, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Brianna Woodard, their leading scorer from a year ago, with 10. 8 points for Angela Kumler, the freshman off the bench, and she was fantastic in that first half as a freshman. I thought she dictated that game at times. So a big task in the second half, certainly for the Scots, trailing 44-29, down by 15. But early in the season here, a lot of this in the non-conference is about, figuring out your rotation, figuring out who's going to step up in certain situations. And, of course, the Scots without 2 starters as well. That complicates things, too.
Oh, absolutely. The senior leader of Maddie Robbins, especially a point guard, the quarterback on the basketball court, if you will, she's out. And but I do think that Olivia Warren she's really picking it up as a leader out there.
Yeah. She's a definite capable point guard, no doubt about that. But just to have that senior leadership out there. I mean, you yourself were a point guard. You know all about that.
Exactly. Yeah. And my dad always told me, you're only as good as your seniors. And if you don't have as many out there, I mean, it could be tough. But I think this junior class is really good. They're young. I think they like to push the pace a lot. And we'll see what these juniors and these young players can do.
It's interesting. These two teams are pretty similar because neither team has seniors that contribute a ton. Neither have a senior starter. Now, Alma will once Robbins comes back, obviously, and Mallory Repka, also a senior, played a huge first half. But over on the Oberlin side of the roster, Grace Burns, I don't believe saw the floor in this one, and Jasmine Roberts only played a couple of minutes. Those are the only 2 seniors on this Oberlin roster. This is a team built for success, not only now, but in the seasons to come.
Absolutely. I mean, that's always good when you have a young classes coming in, and you can see the success already from just these young players. And honestly, I think both sides of the courts, Alma and Oberlin, I think they're going to have a bright futures in the next few years ahead.
Yep, I would strongly agree with that statement. That's going to do it for the Pizza One halftime report. About a minute and a half to go until we start the second half. We're going to take a timeout. Back to the Art Smith Arena after this. And back at the Art Smith Arena, just about ready to start the second half here. Scott's out on the floor. Looks like the starting five. I see LaRue, I see Werner, I see Sass, Warren, and Thor. So those match up with my original starters here, and I expect we'll see the starters as well for Oberlin, and that is the case. Starting five, O'Reilly, Jefferson, Balderstone, Lombard, and Woodard. 44-29 as we start the second half. Alma ball.
I see that Alma's starting five, every single player on the starting five scored. I mean, you can't really ask much more than that.
That's a good thing. That is a good thing, no doubt. If they can create, or if they can get the turnovers down, it's a very nice play to start the half. Warren goes inside to Sass, who lays it in. Taylor into double figures. But as I was saying, if Alma can keep the turnovers to a minimum here in the second half, they've got a chance to claw their way back in.
I think they got to force some turnovers themselves, too.
You're right. You're right. Jefferson tries to go inside for Woodard, and she is fouled down there by Werner. So inbounding from under the basket will be Balderstone. They get it in to Woodard. Balderstone flashes wide open. They didn't find him. Here's Balderstone. Out for Woodard. Woodard a little jumper from the elbow, and Brianna Woodard fills that one up. She's got 12.
More proof right there. If you get the ball in the paint, it makes everything so much easier.
Oh,
she
for sure.
Dipped it right out into the elbow.
LaRue with it, looks inside. Werner, and that goes kind of right over her hand and turned over. Not quite sure what happened with that one. And, oh, no, standing well out of bounds is Allison Jefferson right in front of her own bench. That's one of those where you just kind of look down and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I think everybody that's played basketball has probably had one or two of those.
Oh,
at least.
Absolutely.
Warren with it, picked up by Lombard. Olivia dribbles to her left, dribbles, falls down and is fouled by Lombard. Just kind of initiating the contact there. So Scotts will continue the possession. LaRue gets it in for Warren, who will go back to work on Lombard. Warren between the legs, goes left again, swings it across. Sass open for three from the right side. No. Nice rebound by Thor, who, okay, did get fouled, and Warren's shaken up under the basket a little bit.
Quite a physical possession there.
If Alma would have Warren go down, they would be down to their final point guard healthy on the roster, which would be an issue. Thor back to the foul line where she is 3 for 4 on the evening. 5 points for Reagan Thor. Second leading scorer for the Scotts on the night. First foul shot up and good.
Curious to see how the pace of the game changes with Lombard out. She's been in pretty much the whole time pushing the pace.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Second one up, front rim, rolls around and good. And back is going to come Angela Kumler, the superstar freshman for Oberlin. Balderstone sits down. And, oh, no, Balderstone doesn't sit down. They're going to go over into the corner. Instead, it's going to be Jefferson to Balderstone. Puts up a shot for three, in and out. No, LaRue goes up high for the rebound, and here comes Sass the other way for Warren. Olivia goes inside. This is Thor, double teamed. Oh, Woodard with a hand right on the basketball. Wanted a jump ball, didn't get it. Goes outside for Sass, who's going to drive in and have it stolen away, but then right off the foot and diving onto the floor is Olivia Warren. A jump ball is called. They don't get the timeout. Do the Scotts? Oh, my. Wow.
Definitely thought that she called that. Definitely thought she got that in there before the jump.
As did she. As did she.
That's one of those judgment calls by the ref. You see those pretty much every game.
Yeah, no doubt. Jefferson with it for the Yo women. Go out for Lee. Around Balderstone. Inside, little right-handed hook shot for Woodard. Good again, and that she has made a living on that shot from the block tonight. That's 14 for Brianna Woodard. Warren with it.
If you notice, the help defense by Oberlin is so strong. They're basically when Alma gets off that first initial defender, there's already someone.
You look at it right there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they're
perfect.
Right there, picking them up.
perfect example as Sass drives down underneath. She is fouled, so Taylor will go to the line for 2. But you're right. As soon as they're beat, that help is there, and that's just a sign of a team that's a well-oiled machine headed into the season. Certainly. Short rest for Lombard. She is back in there. It's Balderstone that sits down, and Sass will go to the line. Just 1 for 3 from the free throw line so far, but she hits this one. Taylor, a good foul shooter, over 70% a year ago. Give her 12 on the night and make it 13.
You probably saw your fair share of Taylor playing at Swan Valley.
Too much. I was, never a big fan when she was playing at Swan Valley, but I was awful excited when I saw she signed for Alma.
Oh, yeah.
I knew I could then become a fan. She victimized the old Panthers quite often. Nice move by Jefferson inside. Count that one and the foul. Foul is going to go against Thor, who took a pretty hard hit down there, but it was just a situation where the defense kind of collapsed off of Jefferson. She went in, laid it up, and good.
A little late on the help side there by Thor.
I think she might wish she hadn't gone to the help side because she took a punishment down there. And Jefferson will complete the three-point play. Give Allison.
I like to see the Scots move the ball a little bit more, try to get more productive shots.
Foul underneath. Jefferson repays the favor as she fouls Warren. 51-35, 7:22 to go here in the third quarter. Season opener from the Art Smith Arena. Sass will inbounds, and not before we get a late substitution from Oberlin. It's going to be Lily Namulski checking back into the ball game. Namulski, the freshman from Denver. Olivia Warren with it, dribbles to her left, back to her right now. Out for Sass, 15 on the shot clock. Here's Warren, and a foul away from the ball is going to be called on Taylor Sass. Moving screen, I guess.
That's her. Is that
That's
her third?
You're absolutely right. That's
not a good sign.
No, that's not what the Scots want to see with 7:12 to go here in the third quarter. Sass leading the way with 13 for them. She will have to sit down. Hanchett pops up off the bench. They go up top to Kumler. Kumler's played inside and outside so far tonight at 6 foot. Woodard, she's only played inside, and she's going to work, but misses 2 right there. And the Scots will get away. Look to cut into this 16-point lead. Thor with it. Up top, Warren open for 3. She's going to drive in instead, pump a little pass across, but too strong on the layup. And out of there comes Lee. Nora Lee going to kick it back out. Kumler. Lombard thought about a 3. She had 66 of them a year ago. Yeah, she's a pretty good shooter. She's going to drive in this time, though, go up and draw a blocking foul on Olivia Warren. Yeah, Gina Lombard, one of the finest shooters in her league. 66 of 193 a year ago from downtown. Put up 193 triples in one season. That's
wow.
That's getting the shots up.
Well, you can't score if you don't shoot.
That's true. That's true. And she did score, averaging 12.2 points a game a year ago. She puts this one in. Junior out of Beaver Country Day School in Newton, Massachusetts. They've got them from all over the country on this Oberlin roster. Lombard hits both of them. That's one thing that I noticed. They don't have a lot of homegrown talent on the roster, but they've got them from all over, so doing a good job recruiting. Warren with it.
Well, with that success, you'd imagine you'd get some good recruits.
Yeah, for sure. I actually talked to Coach Couch about that a little bit. Said it's getting a lot easier to recruit football these days. And a nice play inside. Alston's going to have her bucket waved off, but foul is going to be called. Izzy Alston has been excellent when she's been in the ball game so far, and they're going to give her 2 shots as well. So Alston will shoot a pair. She's got 2 to go along with 6 rebounds. She's got the size to make a difference in there, certainly. First foul shot up and good.
Especially with the size of Oberlin in this game, she's definitely a big factor.
Yeah, you're right. Oberlin's got Woodard at 6 foot, Kumler at 6 foot. 2 makes right there, though, from Izzy Alston. Cuts the lead back down 53-37 in favor of Oberlin. 6 minutes to go here, third quarter. Namulski with it. Back to Kumler. Kumler going to put it on the floor. Tries to go up with the left hand. Has it blocked by Alston, and now it's going to go out of bounds. And it will go over to the Scots. That was pretty nice defensive possession right there. That's not Lemingcusa. That's Brecken Werner. Checks back in. So they're going to go with Werner and Alston here. Werner can play out on the wing as well. Repka in there. Goes inside. Werner. Outside. 3-ball on the way from LaRue. No good, and a nice board that time by Kumler. And Angela's going to bring it back out herself. They get it up. 3-ball on the way, short. That one was from Namulski, who hit one in the first half. Warren back the other way. Going to go right by a couple of screens. Tries to throw a pass to a well-defended Alston, and that's going to be a turnover. Alston's going to come right back and pick the pocket, though. Alston gets a cross-court pass and turns it back over. Kumler with a good job. Alston and Kumler playing the turnover game. 53-37. Now Lemingcusa comes to the scorer's table for the Scots.
I'd like to see on the offensive side, Warren really put it towards Lombard with 2 fouls.
Yeah,
Try to get a third.
For sure.
You
Nice
get that
backdoor
point guard
cut
out.
there by Namulski, and a big rebound from Alston, who just rips it away. She took a shot, though, when she did. Foul is going to be called on McCall. And Alston will go down to the ground for just a moment. It was going to be Lemingcusa checking in for her anyway. But a slight break in the action here. 4:50 to go in the third quarter. 53-37, Oberlin on top as they come out to tend to Izzy Alston, who took a shot. It looked like right across the chin to me when she ripped that rebound away from Kendall McCall. So while we've got a brief break in the action, we will take a timeout back to the Art Smith Arena. We'll actually stay right here. We don't have a timeout queued up that would be of proper timing. So while we work to do that, we're...
Oh, bringing out the wheelchair. That's not a great sign.
No, never a good sign indeed. And we will take a quick timeout now. Back to the Art Smith Arena after this. And back at the Art Smith Arena, Izzy Alston up and being wheeled off the floor. We're not quite sure. It looks to me like she took a shot to the head. That's I believe, the case, certainly. Okay. But she will come off, and the Scots are going to be down another post now. That's going to mean a big ask for Brecken Werner in her first collegiate game, certainly. And then Lemingcusa, who was at the scorer's table to check in, actually doesn't check in now. So Scots will go with a smaller lineup. First foul shot is up and good. It's going to be Hanchett that comes in to shoot the foul shots. That's why it was the fifth team foul. So Alma gets a couple of shots here. And you want your best foul shooter doing that, and that's Morgan Hanchett.
Her success at the line definitely permits. She gets those priorities when situations like that arise.
She will, however, also get to stay in the game. So
great three-point shooter, too.
She is a great three-point shooter, no doubt. I expect her to have a huge season coming back after a season cut way short last year with injury that she tried to come back from and really couldn't. But here is Oberlin with the ball, and it's going to be nearly turned over, still nearly turned over, and now turned over to Werner. And you're absolutely right. They need to get a timeout. They don't. Instead, it's timed up, and possession arrow favors the Scots, however.
Okay.
That's one of those where Coach Stormont is way far away from where the play's happening. Almost need to take it upon yourself as a player to call a timeout there, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
53-39. Scott's not out of this one by a long shot. 14-point game with 4:20 to play.
Any player on this Scots roster can pop off at any moment.
Well, here is Hanchett for Repka. Repka also a good three-point shooter. She's going to drive in instead, spins, puts up a wild shot, and draws a foul. Repka aggressive to the basket, and she will shoot 2. I like that play. I really do.
I like that a lot. She's being aggressive towards the basket, and once you get that ball in the paint, you can cause the defense to crumble, or you can kick it out. And look what she did there. She took it to the basket and drew a foul.
Yeah, seems like good things happen in that case. First foul shot is up and perfect. Give Repka 4. A lot of scorers for the Scots here in this one. Just not high volume scoring so far, unfortunately. And it took the defense a little bit of time to get into rhythm. Took the offense a little bit of time to get the turnovers under control. But Repka hits a pair, and the Scots within 12 now. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here's Jefferson with it for Lombard.
Eager to see when they bring Sass back in.
Yeah, exactly. How long do you wait here? Driving in is Jefferson. Kick out 3 on the way from Namalski. She hits her second of the night. Lily Namalski, the freshman. Warren back the other way for the Scots, who need an answer now. And a wild pass inside, going to be stolen by Lombard. Lombard with a baseball pass down and hits Jefferson in stride, and Jefferson count that one in the foul on LaRue. Brooke probably needed to just let that one go.
Lombard looking like Carter St. John there on that long pass.
Yes, she did. That was right on the money. Dropped it in the breadbasket.
Hopefully we can get a couple plays like that on Bulky on Saturday.
That would be just fine, wouldn't it? Hanchett checks back. Oh, that's not Hanchett. That's LaRue. Nope, that's not LaRue either. That's Reagan Thor. You can tell it's the first game of the year, right?
Oberlin very, very successful at the line.
Yeah, they have been. See their overall free throw shooting. That's 13 of 16, so over 80% on the night. Werner with it. Brecken going to drive right side, picks up the dribble, fires a pass to LaRue, and Brooks going to save it out, tie up. Thor with it now, and a timeout is going to be called this time from the sideline by Coach Stormont. It's a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here, 59-41 in favor of Oberlin. And the Scots, you know, they'll make a little run, and then Oberlin will stretch it back out. I will make a little run. Oberlin stretches it back out. It was 17 turnovers at halftime for Alma, 23 now, so a little bit better, but still not where you want to be.
No. I think that's a good sign, though, that they're not giving up. I mean, it's a 18-point game, almost the start of the fourth, or 3 minutes left in the third. I mean, there's so much time left, and it's good to see that they're still fighting. Sass back in.
All right, you asked the question, and there's your answer. She comes off the bench. It'll be Sass, Thor, Warren, Werner, and Hanchett for the Scots. Woodard, Kumler, Lee, Jefferson, and they barely got back on the floor on time as the Scots had inbounded that one before everybody was set. Hanchett with it out on the left wing. Tries to work off a couple screens. Neither one of them connected. She gets it to Sass. Back out. Now Hanchett open up top. She didn't see the shot clock, apparently, and neither did I. She had somebody wide open inside in Werner.
That defense of Oberlin on that last possession, they switched it up. Almost every time they passed the ball, they were double teaming for a split second and getting back to their man or back to their girl.
Well, and normally, Dave, late in the shot clock, you'll hear the bench counting that down for you
Usually.
as well, and there was nothing right there. Woodard on the other end lays it up in good. Biggest lead of the night for Oberlin at 20, 61-41. Hanchett with it out on the right wing. Goes inside for Sass. Taylor's going to put it up just shy, and rebound comes to Werner. Brecken will put it up and going to be fouled by Woodard. So Werner back to the line now. Brecken Werner, 3 for 4 from the line. 3 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. Pretty good debut here at Art Smith Arena for Brecken Werner. Her first foul shot is up and good. I think Jasmine Roberts over to the scorer's table for Oberlin. Werner's second shot up. That's also good. Brecken's got 5, all from the line. That just shows aggression down in the paint, certainly. There's Woodard that sits down. And here comes Jefferson. She's got it up top, goes for Kumler. Kumler drops it off for Lee. Lee's gonna drive in. Oh, little stutter step and score.
Ooh,
nice
wow.
play by Nora Lee.
Wow.
That's another freshman on this roster.
Wow, right, really that taking no time. Take it right back to the
15 per game. First one's up and good. I suspect that she'll be up around 20 points a game this year, wouldn't you think?
I would assume so, yeah. And it seems like the rest of the team really trusts her. They want the ball in her hands.
No doubt. She hits both foul shots there. I thought Werner, it didn't hit the mark, I guess. Maybe we have a weird angle or something.
Looked like it was going to be good.
Warren with it here. Inbounds for Sass. Taylor puts it on the floor, goes to the left hand up off the window, no good. Hanchett the rebound. Morgan puts up a hook shot, blocked by Lee. And here comes Kumler with it. Kumler wants to run 2 on 3. She's going to go all the way, put down on the floor. The injury bug just really biting Alma already with 2 starters out. And now Brecken Werner on the ground. And the Scots, Dave, are running out of posts. That leaves us with Danny Lamacusa. And that's it, isn't it? As far as posts go. As far as available centers go. Alston has returned to the bench. But judging by the bag of chips that she's eating, I don't think she's going to be returning in this one. And a right knee injury, it appears, for Werner. So we're going to take a timeout here and see what the Scots can come up with in the post. Back to the Art Smith Arena after this. Back at Art Smith Arena, Brecken Werner walked off under her own power, though very gingerly favoring that right knee, and she's going to in the third quarter. I don't know, but so Danny Lamacusa is going to be called on in the post here to play some serious minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure where. I mean, Sass can play in the post. She's played everywhere throughout her career. Warren goes coast to coast and lays it in. Olivia Warren. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter now.
I like that little aggression by Warren on that. Really put the pressure on the defense.
Exactly.
Be the hammer, not the nail.
Good analogy there. I like that. Here's Roberts for 3. A lefty 3-ball, no good. And Lamacusa grabs the rebound.
Good start for Lamacusa.
That is good. Back the other way. Hanchett traveled with it very much, but she dishes it off for Sass instead after the no call. And no good on the shot. 1 second differential shot clock and game clock here. We'll see if Oberlin plays for the final shot. Right now, they're going to go right side for Lee. She's out on the wing, working on Hanchett. A little trouble with it for Kumler, but she's uncontested up there. Just drags it down with 9 seconds. Lombard going to take a little floater with 2 seconds. No good. Runs over Warren. Hanchett grabs the rebound out with 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Morgan to her right. Heaves one up at the buzzer. No. So at the end of Alma has gotten much better defensively as this game has gone along, certainly. It'll be Warren, Sass, Hanchett, Lamancusa, and Thor for the injury-riddled Scots here. Didn't expect, when we started the game down 2 starters, didn't really expect to see 2 more go down over the course of the game. That's the last thing Coach Stormont wanted to see, certainly. You don't often see injuries like this early in the year.
No, generally you see it more towards the middle of the end when your bodies are getting pretty worn out. But you think they're in the best shape in the season probably right now.
Here's Roberts with it. Going to hand off for Jefferson. Jefferson uses that speed and draws a foul on Warren. Olivia's not sure what she did there, but I think that's 4 on Olivia Warren. And there's another story. Repka will come in, and I think they're going to use Sass at point guard now. It's nice to have a player that can play all 5 positions on the floor.
Yeah, right.
Just interchangeably. Lombard thought about a contested 3 over Thor. She's going to drive in instead, kick it out for Lee. 15 on the shot clock. Jefferson with it, driving the lane, left side. Goes cross court, I guess. Still have not gotten a shot up off the rim, and finally it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Kumler, out of bounds. A discombobulated possession that time from Oberlin.
Like you said about Sass, where she can play all 5 positions, that also translates on the defensive side. When she can guard all 5 positions, especially in a case like this with no posts, she can definitely step up and bring some D to the table.
Her first possession there as the point guard this time. She goes coast to coast, is fouled, and will shoot 2. Foul is the 3rd on Lee. And Sass looks to add to that 15-point night. She does.
6 for 8 from the line.
Yeah, after a slow start, a 1 for 3 start. So
she must have heard you.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's usually the curse of the announcer, not hey, pick it up. I don't think I've ever been accused of helping anyone out, that's for sure. But she hits both here, 65-49. Sass, a great game, 17 points. Lombard with it, working on Thor. Goes off right side. Swing it around now. This is Kumler. Back to Lombard. Looks inside Kumler on Hanchett. That's a bit of a mismatch, and Kumler's going to lay that one up and in.
That screen on the top got Lamancusa and Morgan to switch on that and got the mismatch down low.
And they took advantage of it, too. Sass with it, works off of a screen, going to go off of another screen, go all the way to the bucket, put it up, no good, but Lamancusa right there for the rebound, puts it up and scores, 67-51.
Strong start for Lamancusa here.
Yeah, it is, it is. It's interesting watching Sass forced into this point guard role because it looks a lot like what it looked like when she was at Swan Valley in high school, where she has to do the whole thing by herself. It's a role she's fine in, comfortable
she's definitely capable of doing so, but you'd much rather want her to get that kick-out shot.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Here's Lombard for 3 herself on a little crossover, no good. Rebound tap to Sass. 3-on-3 back the other way for the Scots. Taylor going to hold things up, finds Hanchett open, but a good recovery by Jefferson defensively that time. Morgan will put it on the floor, drive in, kick out for Sass. Taylor puts it on the floor, a little step back long 2. Back of the rim, no good, off the top of the stanchion now, and they'll whistle that out of bounds.
I like that shot by Sass. I like that shot.
And here's one that I didn't expect, Dave. Izzy Alston back into the ball game.
There we go.
If you would have asked me that 10 minutes ago, I wouldn't have said that was possible today, but quite a recovery, and she's back in there, and that's great to see. She's had a phenomenal game with 7 rebounds for the Scots here.
Plenty of time left to really make up the deficit, too.
Right away, Woodard goes at her, and good defense from Alston, and Woodard misses. LaRue comes away with it. Hanchett thought about a 3, going to drive in on Jefferson. Goes to the drop step, right side, has her shot blocked, and a rebound and travel from Brooke LaRue. The Scots showing some energy here, certainly in the second half. This is one they could have folded up pretty easily, but have not. Jefferson with it, goes all the way cross court. And driving in, laying it up and in is Jaden O'Reilly, who's returned to the game. An athletic play by O'Reilly. Those are her first 2. Sass drives to the right, hands it for Hanchett. Repka, who's back in. Mallory going to drive in, goes with a left hand and draws another foul. That seems to be what Repka is doing tonight. A huge size disadvantage for her there, going up against the 6-footer in Kumler, but went with a little lefty scoop, drew the foul, and she'll shoot 2. Hanchett sits down, Thor back. And 2 for Mallory Repka at the line. She's got 5. And just short on that one.
That's her first miss from the line today.
A little too much air under that one, I think. 7 of 12 from the line for her a year ago, 58%. She gets the second one to go. 3 for 4 tonight, so already a quarter of the shots she took all year last year.
She's also very active on defense,
too.
Yeah,
I've noticed that. Definitely. She's working on Lee right now, or Lee working on her, but Repka not giving an inch. They go inside Woodard, and great position and scores. Brianna Woodard with 18, kind of sharing that scoring lead back and forth with Allison Jefferson, who's got 17. Those are their 2 leading returners from a year ago, and they add in Kumler, who's got 12. This is going to be a dangerous basketball team this year, indeed.
No doubt.
Sass with it. She's going to drive in, put it up off the high glass, no, and Kumler the rebound. Gets it up quickly here for Namalski, drops it. Woodard lays it up, no good, and Repka's going to rip the rebound out of there. Here's LaRue with it. LaRue for Sass. Sass over on the left wing, picked up by Lee. Backs up a little bit, goes inside, and a foul's going to be committed. That wasn't a very good foul there by Kumler. Just kind of reached around. Alston was going to get it, but not in the greatest position in the world either. I don't think it would have been a situation where she could have made a move to the basket.
No.
So a foul that Kumler really doesn't need to commit there. Outside of that, it's been a fabulous game for her, though.
Yeah.
She'll sit down, and O'Reilly checks back in. Taylor Cleveland in for the Panthers. Goes into Sass. Sass back to Cleveland. Taylor going to put it on the floor. Back up top, Alston. Alston goes with the right hand, puts up a shot that's altered by Woodard. And Lombard will come out of there with it. 71-52 Oberlin. 5.5 minutes to go here in this one. Lee with it. Working on Sass, going to drive into the free throw line. Dumps it off for Woodard. She'll kick it out. This is Namalski. O'Reilly with it. O'Reilly drives in, puts it up off an awkward angle. No, but Woodard the rebound, little lefty hook and good. Woodard the first to 20 in this one. Cleveland with it for Thor. Quickly inside Alston. Going to work on Woodard again. Goes around, but has her shot blocked again. Brianna Woodard just too good down there in the post right now. Dominant. Woodard gets it again in the post. Lays it up. No good, though. And the rebound comes off to Thor. Thor, a chance to take a coast-to-coast kick out to Cleveland. Taylor's going to drive in, back out for Thor. Right wing three, in and out, no good. Oh, I like that ball movement.
I like that a lot, and I think that should be good for them when Taylor's in here, and then Sass can really stand out there at the three-point line, and Taylor can get in the paint and kick it out.
Warren back at the scorer's table to check in as well. Nice drop down for Woodard, and Woodard starting to really light up the scoreboard now. Brianna Woodard with 22. It was this game a year ago that Gina Lombard went off for 27 against the Scots. So the two leading scorers for this team kind of enjoy playing against Alma to open the year, I guess. Scots with it now, get it inside, and laying it up and good is Izzy Alston off the assist from Taylor Cleveland. That was really good movement, again, by the Scots.
Cleveland's got great vision, great court vision, and that's huge for point guards.
Yeah, Oberlin's going to take a timeout here. It's a full timeout. We'll take it along with them. 75-54. Back to the Art Smith Arena after this. Back at Art Smith Arena, 75-54, Oberlin on top of the Scots. 3:48 to play in the ball game. It'll be a Nora lead inbound to Lombard. Lombard works it against Warren, who's back in with those 4 fouls. McCall with it, back out Lee. Swinging around O'Reilly for Lee. Looks inside to McCall, and here you can hear the shot clock being called down by that bench, but Lamacuse is going to step in front of a pass and pick it off. She's going to have to pick up the dribble, goes for Warren. Warren working on Lombard. Dribbles to her left, goes off of a screen. Kick it out. LaRue is going to take a 3 now. She wanted the 3 initially, but the feet weren't quite set correctly, so got reset, took the 3, just missed it off the back iron. Namolski up top for Lombard. Thought about a long 3. Doesn't take it. Outside now for Lee. Lee driving in on Sass. Goes into the corner. Lombard will take that one. No good. And another rebound for Warren. Going to push the pace up. Little dish off down to the feet of Lamancusa, who scoops it up. Almost gets it a little too strong. LaRue the rebound, and she's fouled by O'Reilly. Scott's doing some pretty good work down there again.
Lemon-Cuse she's been killing it on the boards since she's been in.
She has been. 3 rebounds already. 7 for Alston, 7 for Thor, 6 for Warren. Oh, she didn't. There it goes. I was waiting for those stats to update. Sometimes you can't count on those live stats, guys. You never know. Foul shot up and good from LaRue. Give her 3 points. Second foul shot up and also good. 75-56, 2:42 to go. Oberlin with it now. This is Grace Burns into the ball game for the first time. Senior. Right side, they go to Balderstone. Balderstone drives in, looking for some room. Dishes it off. McCall going to lay it up and good. Nice play there.
They used up all of about the 30 seconds they get, and that's great. That's great offense, a great efficient offense.
Especially when you're in the lead like this. Up 21 now, 77-56. Sass with it, goes inside, and Balderstone will commit a foul. Fouling LaRue, and that's going to be a shooting foul. That's the 5th team foul. Repka, Cleveland, and Carrie Miller out of St. John's into the ball game. And it will be Brooke LaRue back to the line, and we're going to get another substitution here as well. It looks like Ella Mondrosky is going to check in, a freshman. LaRue's foul shot is up and good. And she'll get the second. That one also good for LaRue. She'll check out. Mondrosky will check in. Ella Mondrosky, a freshman guard out of Grand Rapids Catholic Central.
The Scots 28 for 33 from the free throw line. That's a good sign.
Holy moly, that's getting to the line a lot.
Yeah.
But no, you're absolutely right. That's a great sign. Turnover at the other end by Oberlin, and Scots will take back over. But, I mean, you look at somebody like Brooke Leroy. She was 3 for 5 from the line a year ago and 4 for 4 already tonight. So
I think that comes along with they picked up the pace from last season.
You're right.
They're moving so much faster and getting down the floor. Defense has to rush and get back to get hands on and draw the fouls.
Here's Repka with a scoop and just misses. Rebound Balderstone. Gets it over right side for Lee.
Energy still pretty high in Art Smith,
It really
even with
is.
the minute
I'm
20
impressed.
left.
A tie up here between Hill and McCall, and possession arrow will favor Alma. Good play underneath by Hill, who's come back into the ball game. It's Repka, Cleveland, Hill, along with Miller and Mondrosky. Cleveland with it, picks up her dribble, goes inside for Miller. Miller outside, right wing for Hill. Hill puts it on the floor, puts it up off the window and scores. A good move by Andrea Hill to the basket. Adriana Hill.
That was a great offensive possession by the Scots.
It really was. All around, good possession. Grace Burns fires a pass off of the fingertips of the intended receiver and then off some heads on her bench and out of bounds. That had some juice on it. Trying to go to Marley Cox, who's come back into the game. Cleveland with it, under a minute to play here in the game. Miller with it. Miller, little drop step, puts it up, no good. And a good follow by Cleveland, and I think she's going to be fouled underneath. Maybe. Taylor thought she just went out of bounds, but they're going to discuss it. Hopefully Taylor didn't sell herself short there.
Great hustle by Taylor there, too.
Foul will be called on Lee. That's her fourth, and Cleveland will go to the line for 2. Cleveland's first foul shot up and perfect. 77-61. Oberlin's going to get the win here, but boy, the Scots showed a lot of fight late in this game, and I mean, defensively, they improved every quarter, I think. The movement was a lot better defensively. The help defense was better.
They held Oberlin to 12 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly. I could tell it was going to pass the eye test there, no doubt. Cox with it. Drives down, and it's going to be stolen out of there by Cleveland. Ball goes out of bounds. Taylor goes flying past the stanchion there. It'll belong back to Oberlin. 23 seconds to go in the game. Shot clock turned off. Although I think the shot clock should be turned back on and set at 20, should it not?
I'm not sure about rules as far as that stuff goes, but
not a connoisseur of the NCAA shot clock rules, and neither am I.
Well, you see, they're trying to add them in the MHSAA.
I know it, and that's crazy. The cost of that is what is prohibitive, I guess, to the schools. They're going to go over to the scorers table and talk about what they want.
Could be a game-changing call.
They're acting like it with 23 seconds to go in a 15-point game.
I mean, you take away the explosive first quarter by Oberlin, it's a different ball game.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I mean, Oberlin came out. Alma turned it over a bunch of times, and we're correct. They were looking for some time on the shot clock, and the shot clock shows 16 now. Shot clock operator Randy Schiffman gets that bag going. And looking to get it in is Oberlin, struggling to get it in. They do go to Burns. Burns is going to have to drive in, dishes it off, and out of bounds. Off of Cleveland, Hill, and possibly others. Then Balderstone will inbound from under their own basket. Balderstone looking, goes in, and it's going to be tapped out of bounds by Repka.
I love that the Scots aren't giving up.
No, not
even
one
with
bit.
15 seconds
There's
left.
not a single bit of give up in them. And now an inbounds pass tapped out of bounds by Miller. And this one's going to go back to the Scots. That's pretty impressive stuff, really. Down by 15 with, 16 seconds to go in the game to tap 3 straight inbounds passes out of bounds. Hill with it, goes off of a big screen, starts, stops, goes up with the right hand, no good. And the rebound's going to come out, and able to run it out now is going to be Marley Cox up the right side. Our final score is going to be 77-62. Oberlin takes down the Alma Scots here in the opener for both teams. We will pause for a couple of messages. Back for the post-game show after this.